It's facebook.com/joinnewsontv, and on Twitter it's at joinnewsontv. That's where you can join the conversation. So former chairman of Asante Kotoko, Herbert Mensah, is calling for a complete overhaul of the Ghana Football Association. His call follows the latest investigative piece of ace journalist Anas Arimeyo Anas, which has generated a series of controversies. Take a listen.
I think you've reached a point where it is that where wrongdoing is done, irrespective of the law, people either must be able to get up and say, I am a public officer representing the interests of the people. So if you're saying there are referees who've admitted they've taken money to influence matches, resignation is the first step.
So that is Herbert Mensah for you. What do you make of his call?
To me, I see GFA to be a typical Ghanaian institution, okay, where corruption is endemic, and we cannot do away with that. It's better we streamline things and get the controls and the checks in place, because whatever will be the case, people will steal. So if a thief is stealing and he knows that nobody is going to catch me, I'll go ahead and steal.
I think it's really important for transparency to reign in all walks of life, and I think if we can do that, it's not just for us but for the future generation. So be it. If that will help the officials be on their toes, and then also help clean up. I believe it's important for people to be ethical, okay? So if there's an overhauling and that can help the present body and will also help the future, then we should do that.
From what is happening currently and the way people are complaining on the current issue, we've had too many complaints about the president, the GFA president. We've had so many complaints, and when people are complaining about something, then there is a problem about it. When people are saying good things about it, then there is a plus to it. Now that everybody is complaining, then I think there is a questionable thing about it. So my call on that is that it should be scrapped.
All right, so let's get on to Facebook.
Sure.
And comment. CC Colley says, did we as a nation, football lovers and followers, not see the signs on the wall after the Channel 4 undercover interview? What were the authorities waiting for? Even as of now, there are the Darton Thomases who still can't read between the lines. And he goes on, just
wow, that's quite
just for the sake of loyalty
one.
Without integrity. Okay, we can't read all of it, so let's just move on. Odehebi says, we've been calling for serious things to be done in Ghana for ages. It's time to be practical with our calls, by force or by fire and thunder. And Walanyo Akwetia says, we think BBC is fighting for the interests of Ghana and we're happy following them. There is more corruption and under-dealing in their football than we Africans. This investigation will eradicate the Corrupt Act in our game anyway.
Mohammed Kamal Dean says, I agree with him 1,000,000%. I'm so proud of us. Will be vindicated tomorrow after the premiering. Ghana football has been in a ditch since 2005, but you dare not speak for Sani Dara Kofi Menu, Blue Boy will come and take you to the cleaners. Isaac Survival says, we have all called this phone number and I think we can even get like billions of dollars missed calls because no one is there to respond. After Anas's video, someone will respond. Those are some interesting comments on Facebook. Also, today is World Environment Day and this year's theme focuses on beating plastic waste. Minister of Environment wants Ghanaians to adopt attitudinal change towards dealing with the menace, adding we must go back to baskets instead of plastics and glasses instead of straws. Are you willing to comply with this directive?
I still use baskets. I take baskets from the house to the markets. I don't use carrier bags, that's the trash bags, the polythene bags, or the shopping bags. I use baskets. I remember one time someone told me I'm old-fashioned. because I still use baskets. Well, that's the person's opinion.
We want to leave the environment very safe for the future generation. So if we can go back to the basics and use material that can be recycled and more sustainable to help the next generation. And we can also use calabash. You know, I don't see calabash being used these days. In the olden days, we used to have palm wine in calabash, and I miss that. Those are the good old days.
Well, I think I'll be interested in using a more durable rubber bag. I know outside or in some places you have durable bags that you can take home and come back with. So yeah, I think those, but carrying a basket, it will look funny.
It's easy for people to litter the environment with plastic. In other parts of the world, you go into a supermarket and you buy something, you're given a paper bag. If you want a plastic, sometimes you even have to pay to be given. But at the end of the day, I think it's something that we should seriously consider, because it's happening in Rwanda and other parts of Africa, and then people should look for alternative means of carrying their stuff as opposed to putting them in plastic, really.
Well, advice well taken. Let's check out your comments on Facebook.
James Abusanga says attitudinal change has always been the suggestion when it comes to managing plastic waste, but the situation remains the same. Attitudes will only change when there is strong education and stiffer punishment. Bar Jeremiah says, yes, I will comply, but 99% of the work depends on the government policies towards the manufacturing companies that produce these products. There should be a policy geared towards eliminating those plastics and straws in our systems. Attitudinal change is very necessary if we want to win the battle against environmental pollution.
And Abdel Malik Islam says, exactly, I will. We have to change our attitudes towards things, and we are out. People must be educated on the need to adjust themselves to this revolution and must be made aware of the positive effects. By this, I guess a greater percentage will second the idea. Ghanaians and our poor attitudes towards things. And Panthea Phillips says, I won't comply, period. Thank God my village is the cleanest in Wale Wale Municipal, the great small London. Like, seriously. Hey, I think Sunyang is also there, so you're not the cleanest. Sunyang too is competing. And Anaman says, why not build health public policies, create an enabling environment, but always talking here and there? What are our taxes being used for? Ghana for you. Anyway, we need to change our attitudes too. And that's how we wrap up the interactive segment. My name is Aisha Frankie.